Will everyone please stand for the presentation of the colors by the New York State Court Ceremonial Unit and a musical salute by the New York State Court's Pipe and Drum Band.
Stand ready. Flag. Attention. Wait forward. Present. Halt. Play right. Quick. March.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Up. Stand ready. American set. Let us right. Quick. March.
Would everyone please be seated?
Flag! Order! Off! Ready! See!
Good morning. Welcome to our graduates, family members, friends, and to the court officials here with us to celebrate this very special day. As we begin our graduation ceremony, I would like to introduce the high-ranking officials seated on our dais, and I'd ask that they stand as they are introduced. Representing the judiciary, the Honorable Barry Kamens, the Honorable Patricia DeMango, the Honorable Edwina Richardson Mendelson. From the Office of Court Administration, Mr. Ronald Yonkins, Mr. Eugene Myers. Representing the Uniform Force of the Unified Court System, Chief Jewel McCollin, Chief Michael Magliano, Chief Anthony Cavallo, Major Ernest Owens, Major Terrence Flanagan, Major Thomas Garvey, Major Brian Negron, Captain Gene Dwyer, Captain Albert Romanelli, Captain James Whitehead, Captain Nivea Ramirez, Captain Andrew Wender, Captain Sammy Lamb, Captain Anthony Mung. Last but not least, Supervising Lieutenant Kevin Duckfield. We are honored to also have many high-ranking officials of the Unified Court System, fraternal organizations, and other distinguished members in our audience. I'm happy to announce that 55 court officer trainees have completed the first phase of their basic training, and as of today, are certified peace officers of the state of New York. We applaud your efforts, and we celebrate this milestone by presenting you with a certificate attesting to your achievement. We call upon the high-ranking officers to make these presentations. After 3.5 months of what these individuals went through, they deserve a round of applause. To make the first presentations, I'd like to invite Chief Michael Magliano to the podium. Chief.
Thank you. Court Officer Edward Park. Court Officer Kevin Terrier. Court Officer Timothy Clacy. Court Officer Barnaby Reynoso. Court Officer Kelly Moline. Court Officer Daniel Bossert. Court Officer Latanya Williamson. Congratulations. Court Officer Ronald Geelan. Congratulations, sir. Court Officer Nicole Day. Court Officer George Janis. Congratulations. And Court Officer Bobby A. Echeverria. Congratulations.
The next presentations will be made by Major Ernest Owens. Major.
Court Officer Eric Diaz. Court Officer David Bonfiglio. Court Officer Raymond Bagley, Jr. Court Officer Eric Travis. Court Officer Samantha Cole. Court Officer Jennifer D. Rodriguez. Court Officer Christopher Carney. Court Officer John Rogers. Court Officer Timothy L. McCullum. Court Officer Adrian Fontaine. Court Officer Chong Wang.
We may be a small group, but we're finally starting to come to life. The next presentations will be made by Major Thomas Garvey. Major.
Court Officer David Wilson. Court Officer Cody Alexander. Court Officer Joseph C. Williams. Court Officer Thomas J. Powers. Court Officer Sean Murphy. Court Officer Joseph Carney. Court Officer Aristides Gascon. Court Officer Kenny Wang. Court Officer Kevin Duque. Court Officer Keisha Hawkins. Court Officer Darius Bell.
Thank you, Major Garvey. I don't know, it seems like the Alexander clan is the loudest group in the audience. And to the Murphys, your son did pretty good considering he's got a broken ankle. I saw him stumbling along, but We told you the training is tough. The next presentations will be made by Chief Anthony Cavallo. Chief.
Court Officer Erica Subira. Court Officer Kyle King. Court Officer Richard Ackman. Court Officer Thomas Pion. Court Officer Michael Sicca. Court Officer Matthew Walsh. Court Officer David Smith. Court Officer Robert Gaffney. Court Officer Christopher Anderson. Court Officer Richard Burst. Court Officer Daniel Doyle.
Thank you, Chief Cavallo. You may find this hard to believe, but I used to have hair just like Chief Cavallo, and I was taller than him, but... Last but not least, the final presentations will be made by Major Brian Negron. Major?
Court Officer Thomas Shaw. Court Officer Carrie Thompson. Court Officer Leo Sweeney. Court Officer Joseph Riolo. Court Officer Nicole Wayman. Court Officer Tamir Williams. Court Officer Jason Sanchez. Court Officer Felici Battisti. Court Officer Natalie Criley. Court Officer Stephen Volpe. Court Officer Robert Hellenick.
Did you bribe these people? Ladies and gentlemen, I am so very proud to present to you the class of January 6, 2014. And now, to administer the oath of office, we invite the Honorable Edwina Richardson Mendelson to the podium. I had to make sure I got that right.
Good morning. I wasn't ready for that, so we're going to do that again, okay? Good morning. Good morning, Judge. At this time, I will ask the class to rise. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. Now state your own name. Do solemnly swear. That I shall uphold the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And shall perform the functions and duties. Of the office of court officer. Of the State of New York. To the best of my ability. So help me God. Please be seated.
Perfect, Judge, perfect. Next, it gives me great pleasure to invite the Honorable Barry Kamens to address the Assembly. Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning, Judge. Terrific. As head of the criminal courts in the city of New York, I am particularly honored to have been asked to address you, the graduates of the New York State Court Officers Academy, as well as your family and your friends who have come here today to support you. First, I would like to congratulate all of the graduates for your hard work and perseverance in successfully completing an intensive 14-week program that covered complex topics such as criminal and civil procedure, as well as firearms, CPR, and first aid training. This was a training program that has amply prepared you for your new role as a court officer in the New York State court system, the best court system in the country. I think you should give all yourselves a round of applause. Although today you graduate from the classrooms of the Academy into the courtrooms, this does not mean that your education is at an end. Once you put on a uniform and step foot into the courthouse, your learning will begin in earnest as you apply the knowledge you have gained here these past 3 months to your daily responsibilities. Although the Academy has provided you with a solid foundation, it will be up to each one of you to continue to build and expand the skills that you have already acquired as you begin working in our many courthouses. I would also like to welcome you into a court system that includes over 300 courthouses located in 62 counties throughout the state. The court system also employs approximately 15,000 non-judicial staff, secretaries, court attorneys, clerks, as well as court officers, all of whom work together to ensure that cases are calendared, papers are properly filed, courtrooms are opened and conducted in a safe, orderly, and professional manner. It is this staff who form the backbone of our court system. I still remember when I first took the bench, sitting in one of the busiest arraignment parts in the criminal court at 100 Center Street. As you can imagine, there were people streaming into the courtroom and a steady flow of cases coming before me. It was, to say the least, hectic. But what struck me that day was the professionalism and efficiency of the court officers in managing the heavy volume of the cases in the courtroom, as well as the volume of people coming through the doors. imparting information, directing them to seats, calling the cases into the record. All of that helped to set the tone of the courtroom, and that made my job so much easier. Our non-judicial staff is the backbone of a system that deals with some of the most serious and important aspects of people's lives, issues that impact their liberty, the structure of their family, their housing, and their financial well-being. And in whatever courthouse you find yourself, whether it is civil court, housing court, family or criminal court, located either in a county in New York City, Long Island, or Westchester, one thing will remain constant. You will be joining a tight-knit family of judges, court officers, clerks, interpreters, and lawyers, who will at some point in your career provide much-needed mentoring, sound advice, and a helping hand as you face the challenges that will inevitably come your way. Some of the most valuable lessons you will learn in your career, you will learn from one another. The court system as a whole may seem large and complex, and at times a bit chaotic to you in the beginning, but I hope you will remember that even though the system is large, our courthouses sit within communities that have always been and should remain small and familiar. For the most part, the task of keeping the courthouses that way falls to our court officers, because they are the most visible and public face of the courts in each community. Your face will be the first face the public will see as they enter the lobbies of our courthouses. You will be the first person they encounter as they enter the courtrooms, and you will be the first person they turn to when they need assistance. It will be their interaction with you during the course of the day that they will remember long after they have left our buildings. So when you are approached by an individual in whatever courthouse to which you are assigned, whether it is for information, assistance, or direction, that individual will most likely be a part of the community which is served by our courts. I know that throughout your long and prosperous careers, you will always keep this in mind as you treat all those who enter our courthouses, whether they are members of the public, litigants in a proceeding, or potential jurors, with dignity, with fairness, respect, and professionalism. And as I look out at the graduating class, I am proud to welcome you to our court system and once again to congratulate you on your great achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to take a moment to thank our squad leaders for their assistance, and I'd ask that they stand as I call their name. And for those of you that don't know what a squad leader is, they become the liaison between the academy staff and the recruits, because as you can imagine, while 55 people sounds like a small number, 55 people asking lots and lots of questions every single day tends to become very, very challenging. And we rely heavily on our squad leaders to not only be that liaison and means of communication between us and the class, but they also take on the role of mentor and trying to keep the class motivated along with the members of the academy staff. So I'd like to thank the squad leaders for their efforts. Edward Park, Samantha Cole, Keisha Hawkins, and Robert Gaffney. Thank you very much. I also want to take a minute, the academy staff, we're with the recruits each and every day, and it seems like we get all the glory, but there are so many people who work behind the scenes, not only to support the graduates and the recruits during their basic training and long after they graduate from the academy, but to get the recruits and the graduates on the job. People from our applicant verification unit, from our court security services and staffing unit. We also want to acknowledge the ceremonial unit, the pipes and drum band, our personnel department, our Department of Public Safety, all support and get our graduates where they are today. And we thank all of them for that. But there's one group of individuals that I do have to thank, because they are the ones, as I just mentioned, that live every single day for the past 3.5 months with our graduates, and we've laughed, we've cried, we've been frustrated together, we've dealt with inclement weather, so many issues, and that is the staff of the Court Officers Academy. So I'd like to thank all of you for your support, for getting our graduates where they are today. Thank you. Now I'd like to call upon the class representative, Court Officer Trainee Leo Sweeney, to address the assembly.
Good morning, Chief Basileri, court dignitaries, honored guests, Academy staff, my fellow recruits, and our families and friends. Today is a great day, the best of days. Today, in front of family, friends, and colleagues, we get to celebrate our accomplishments. We get to appreciate the 3.5 months of dedication, but also look back on the lifetime of choices and decisions that brought us here. And that's a lot of pressure on a speech. And a few weeks ago, Lieutenant Duckfield came in and said, I need the smartest, most dapper, most charismatic recruit this academy has to offer to give his speech at graduation. Unfortunately for him, Recruit Smith is not a very good public speaker, so he reluctantly handed it over to me. Now, this is the first time I've spoken in front of so many people, and that's really nothing new to our class. We're a class of many firsts. Recruit Daphne welcomed his first child into the world the night before our first day in the academy. That didn't stop him, though, from becoming squad leader, and along with recruits Cole, Hawkins, and Park, leading us these last 15 weeks. We also had 2 separate recruits get married during their lunch breaks. Recruits Robinson, now Recruit Day, and Recruit Sanchez. And we were also, congratulations, yes. We were also the first class to ever have a recruit show up early to the academy instead of deciding to show up late to the range. A feat that, if you ask Captain Lamb, has never happened in the 31 years he's been at the range. No one's tried it. And we fought hard for this job, and everyone sitting here should be proud of what we accomplished. We earned our seat in this auditorium today. It's been over 4 years since we began this journey. 4 years. We persevered through what felt like an endless number of appointments and tests. Years holding our breath, waiting to get the call for the best job in law enforcement has finally paid off. But not everyone that began this program with us is ending it with us. Some people didn't expect it would be so physically and mentally demanding. Some people had a hard time lifting up their brother or sister while they stayed in the trenches. And sadly for some, life had different choices, even though they were an excellent example of what determination is. But that should only go to show what a success it is for everyone to be sitting here today. No one was pushed through, no one skated by. At first, our instructors left us very little room to move. We were smothered with rules and procedures. Everything was a building block. Walking up 12 flights of stairs daily was a building block. Sounding off as loud as you can was a building block. Carrying all 25 pounds of your books home every night, building block. Greeting every person that walked onto the floor, and at times they didn't want to be, building block. And at some point, we thought they would wrap all these blocks up together in a lesson plan. And we would finally get an idea of their grand plan, but that never happened. That's not the joke, because it happened to all of us individually. Whether we were at Old Bethpage making a car stop, or we were at Brooklyn Criminal Court working the x-rays and interacting with the public, all of a sudden, it happened. All those building blocks came together, and you realized you weren't doing it, you didn't know you were doing it, but everything the academy instructors had laid our foundation with was coming to fruition. Now, every instructor has their own style and area of expertise. For example, Lieutenant Vera has verbal skills. He truly is the Bruce Lee of verbal judo. And if you ever get the option or opportunity to speak with him, listen, because you will absolutely learn something. Just don't listen too hard, or you'll probably leave with a disorderly conduct. Then there's Lieutenant Duckfield, who made a point of learning every recruit's name on the first day, which is quite the feat. Not so much, however, for the training purpose, but more to more accurately make fun of us. But because of that, we took different things away from each instructor, and I can remember the exact moment it happened for me. I was about to walk into corrections in the back of Manhattan Criminal Court, and I heard Lieutenant Mansueto's voice right in the back of my head. If you look like food, you're going to get eaten. It got my attention. I turned from a steak dinner into a rock in the blink of an eye. But he wasn't the only instructor to have impact after we left the academy doors. Hearing Lieutenant Gong's voice yelling, "Quickly!" will forever haunt my dreams. But I will admit, we all move as a unit now. We also learned to save the drama for your mama from Sergeant Salazar. And we experienced both the beauty and agony of poetry from Sergeant Sinclair. All the while, Captain Mung made sure these guys over here knew that being tactical was not the same as being smart, and that there was always a way to do something, never the way. And I would be remiss to not mention Sergeant Durham, who is an excellent example of leadership and what a great educator can be. Our in-house instructors, however, were not the only ones that helped educate us. We were very lucky to have many different people from various divisions within the court system visit us. They offered advice, a word of encouragement, sometimes a full lecture. From Chief Honey and Major Badia of Suffolk County to Captain James Campbell, whose breadth of service extends through each specialized unit we have. We were even honored to have the Chief of Public Safety, Chief McConnell, come in and speak to us. These people care about the job. They care about us. And it only goes to reinforce everything that Chief Basileri and the Academy instructors have been enforcing since day one. We are a family, and we take care of that family. And today, we're being accepted into that family. But we can't forget who it was that helped get us here. 3.5 months of studying, running, push-ups, tactics, traveling. Something like that cannot be done alone. We leaned on our brother and sisters recruits, but in the end, we found that it was our families that were our foundation. Everyone in this auditorium pitched in to get us through this process. You were our stoic supporters, never fully understand what it was we were doing, but always understanding we needed your help. Now, everyone here needs to know this, and my parents especially, because I don't get to say it enough, but thank you. We're here because of you. Now, one last story before I turn the podium over. Last week we were doing our final hands-on scenario where the instructors, as actors, would put us in a situation we have to use all our training to deal with it. Now, my scenario, along with Recruit Riolo, went from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. We had to make a decision. We were forced to make a judgment call, and we did. Before I knew it, Recruit Riolo had Lieutenant Bejor against the wall, getting handcuffed in the blink of an eye. And now we're in the academy, we're in the cocoon, as Chief Basileri calls it, but when you work in these scenarios, you take it serious. It's as real as it gets. And watching Recruit Riolo act like he did made me so proud of the transformation 3.5 months had on all of us. Then the more I thought about it, I got sad. Because for the foreseeable future, I wouldn't be working with him. He's going to the north, going to the east. But the more I thought about that, I got happier. Because I realized wherever he goes, he's going to make that place better. Wherever I go, I'm going to make that place better. And that goes for every one of us sitting out here today. We're being spread out like seeds, looking to pollinate this state and help our family grow. We're bringing with us characteristics that weren't achieved back in September. Let me get my next page. Empathy and compassion, diligence and perseverance, a strict adherence to our job and never for 1 second letting the faith the public has in us wane. This shield is an honor. We have no selfishness. We have no sense of entitlement. Our entitlement is compassion. Our selfishness is security of our judges, our buildings, our brother and sister officers, and the public. We are now New York State Court officers, and we will make each one of you proud to wear a shield, don a robe, or step into our courthouses. It's with the greatest honor that, on behalf of the class of January 6, 2014, I thank you.
Fabulous job. It's the first time I heard him talk in 3.5 months. And I can't figure out how Duckfield can remember everybody's name. I'm still trying to get him to remember my name. And Gaffney, I make no secret of it. I have 6 children, all with the same wife, no multiple births. Stop. Have no more. I have the privilege of making the next presentation, and that is our Firearms Proficiency Award. The Firearms Proficiency Award is based on, obviously, scores shot at the range. But there's so much more that goes into firearms and firearms training. More importantly, the legal aspects, the moral aspects of the decision to fire a weapon. But ultimately, when that decision is made, it is imperative that the skills that we taught, that you have to learn, are used and used properly. So it is my privilege to present the Firearms Proficiency Award to, and it's a very simple average, 100%, to Daniel Doyle. Daniel? Fabulous job. Good job. Congratulations. The next presentation will be made by Mr. Ronald Youngkins from the Office of Court Administration. Sir?
Good afternoon. And to the entire class, welcome to the New York State court system. The Court Officer Academy is a very rigorous program. It's physically very challenging, academically very demanding, designed to prepare our recruits for the very important but very difficult job of court officer in the New York State court system. The Academic Achievement Award is presented to the recruit who achieved the highest cumulative grade point average during the academy, and I am very pleased to present the award to Thomas J. Powers.
Congratulations. This next very special award will be presented by Chief Jewel McCollum. Chief?
That's better. Good morning, class. Good morning, Chief. Let me just take a minute to congratulate each and every one of you for successfully completing the 3 months of rigorous training with Chief Basilari. I know he's a tough taskmaster, but a nice one. It's my pleasure today to give the Leadership Award to a recruit that was selected from the Academy staff as well as his classmates. And I'll tell you a little something about him. Recruit Robert Gaffney has displayed very strong leadership qualities throughout his time at the Academy. Recruit Gaffney became a father, as the previous recruit told you, the day before he started the Academy when his fiancée, Tanti, gave birth to their son, Aiden. Recruit Gaffney is a graduate of Farmingdale High School. He has prior law enforcement experience working security at the U.S. Mission to the United Nations, and he is an active member of the Navy Reserve. This recruit is highly regarded by the staff and his classmates. He is enthusiastic, intelligent, dedicated, and hardworking. Recruit Gaffney was always there for his classmates to offer advice and a helping hand, leading by example and always putting forth his very best. Captain Harry Thompson, in addition to being a strong leader and role model, was also one of the most compassionate human beings we have ever had the privilege of knowing. He is fondly remembered for always having a kind word and a wonderful laugh, which always seemed to come at the most appropriate time. If a member of the staff was feeling down, Harry would always take the time to cheer them up and remind them to enjoy the journey. Recruit Gaffney exhibits these same qualities, and it is an honor and a pleasure to bestow the Leadership Award to Recruit Robert Gaffney.
Congratulations. We've been through so much together over the past 3.5 months, and we tend to complicate things. So I'm going to simplify 3.5 months of training in a very short paragraph, and that is to remember the basic tenets that we've tried to instill in each and every one of you. That is to always treat people with dignity and respect. Okay, treat people how you would like to be treated. Okay, never forget your humanity, all right? And as I call it, the 3 S's: selflessness, sacrifice, and service to others. Maintain your pride, professionalism, and your enthusiasm. This is a noble profession that you've embarked upon. You make a difference in the lives of the people you serve each and every day. And don't ever, ever forget that. Thank you for putting up with us for 3.5 months. But trust me when I say you will see when you get out there that it's all been worth the effort. Thank you. I'd like to close out the graduation ceremony by asking everybody to stand as we invite Officer Michelle Perry Belches to sing God Bless America. Michelle.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
I want to thank the court officials, the judges that are present on our dais for being here today and taking time out of their busy schedules. I want to thank all of you who braved the inclement weather to be here and celebrate this wonderful day. This concludes our graduation ceremony. Our graduates will be released shortly, and they'll be able to spend the rest of the day celebrating with their family and loved ones. Thank you all, and God bless you all. God bless America. Thank you.